Armenia and Azerbaijan have spent years fighting over Nagorno-Karabakh. What's behind the latest fatal clash? A new and dangerous eruption of a decades-old conflict has broken out between Azerbaijan and its ethnic Armenian enclave of Nagorno-Karabakh. Scores are dead, but the figures are disputed. Hundreds have been injured and each side has blamed the other for instigating the deadly clashes as the shelling continued. There have been many flare-ups between the former Soviet republics, which sit near strategic oil and gas pipelines, and are split along religious and ethnic lines. This is a life-and-death war, Nagorno-Karabakh leader, Aray Akarutai said. So where exactly is the fighting, who is involved, why has violence again returned to the region and can it be stopped? Where is Nagorno-Karabakh? Is it its own country? It is a mountainous, forested patch of land of about 4,400 square kilometers that sits inside Azerbaijan and is recognized under international law as part of that country. Azerbaijani authorities were given control of the region under Soviet rule, but the vast majority of the estimated 150,000 population are ethnic Armenians who have rejected Azeri rule. That has led to a series of clashes and moves from Nagorno-Karabakh to formally become part of Armenia. That's yet to happen, but the region has been running its own affairs, with support from Armenia, since Azerbaijan's troops were pushed out in a war in the 1990s. Armenian forces also occupy large swathes of territory adjacent to the region. Nagorno-Karabakh survives almost entirely on budget support from Armenia and donations from the worldwide Armenian diaspora. How many people have been killed? Since fighting began on the weekend, the two sides have pounded each other with rockets and artillery in the fiercest round of conflict in more than a quarter of a century. Azerbaijani military officials said more than 550 Armenian troops have been destroyed, including those wounded, but that claim has been denied by Armenia. Azerbaijani authorities said 9 civilians were killed and 32 wounded on their side. According to the Armenian Defence Ministry, about 200 troops have been wounded, but many were only slightly hurt and have returned to the front line. Officials in Nagorno-Karabakh have reported 58 of their soldiers have been killed, along with 2 civilians, a woman and her grandchild. At least 200 people were killed in a flare-up of the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan in April 2016. Why has the fighting resumed? Tensions between the two sides have been building over the summer, and spilled into direct clashes on Sunday. The timing is significant because the outside powers that have mediated in the past, namely Russia, France, and the US, are distracted, with the world focused on the COVID-19 pandemic, the upcoming US presidential election and a list of crises from Lebanon to Belarus. Smaller clashes in July went largely ignored outside the region and prompted only a muted international response. Moscow has a defense alliance with Armenia, which provides vital support to the enclave and is its lifeline to the outside world. Turkey has long backed Azerbaijan, a mostly Muslim country of its ethnic Turkic kin, over majority Christian Armenia. Turkey held large military exercises with Azerbaijan in July and August and has been more conspicuous with its support compared with past crises. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said Turkey would stand by Azerbaijan with all its resources and heart. Armenia has alleged Turkey has been supplying the Azeri side with military experts, drones and warplane. They have both denied claims of Turkish assistance. Azerbaijan declared a partial military mobilization on Monday after declaring martial law on Sunday. Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh declared martial law and mobilized their male populations on Sunday. Men older than 18 years in Armenia are banned from leaving the country. What might happen if the fighting continues? Since 1988, about 30,000 people have been killed during similar outbreaks of violence. Vastly differing numbers are being reported from both sides in the latest conflict, but it is clear that at least dozens have been killed and several hundred wounded. South Caucasus crisis analyst Oli Shayavartanyan said there was an increase in deployment of heavy weaponry such as rockets and artillery on Monday. That has brought an increased risk of civilian deaths, and would make it harder to pull the two sides back from all-out war. Any move to a larger-scale war could drag major regional powers Russia and Turkey into opposite sides of this conflict while they continue to engage in proxy conflicts against each other in Syria and Libya. Further clashes could also destabilize the region, which is an important corridor for pipelines carrying oil and gas. "We haven't seen anything like this since the ceasefire to the war in the 1990s, Ms. Vartanyan said. The fighting is taking place along all sections of the front line. What could end the fighting? Several countries, including Russia and China, have called for a ceasefire, but so far neither side has put their weapons down or indicated a willingness to meet for dialogue. Russia potentially holds the key. It has a mutual defense pact with Armenia and a military base there, but also enjoys good relations with Azerbaijan, and has no interest in the conflict spreading. If its diplomacy succeeded, Moscow could earn kudos for ending the fighting at a time when it is under intense criticism on other fronts, including its backing of Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko and the poisoning of Russian opposition politician Alexei Navalny. Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke by phone to Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan on Sunday, but it is not yet clear if he has attempted to talk to Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev. Iran neighbors both Armenia and Azerbaijan and has been calling for calm. Meanwhile, the US, France and Russia are meant to be guarantors of the long-stalled peace process, under the auspices of the Vienna-based Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe.